Hey everybody, happy Thursday, and today's been such a freaking long day. I'm tired. Good thing I have no trouble sleeping, and I feel like I could do it right now. Because I went to the Streamy Awards, and I didn't win, those sons of bitches. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm really not. But I'm just not that big of a channel yet, and all the big people like win, and people like Barack Obama win, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So, next year is when we crush it and I get the trophy and then we cheer. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Today is Thursday. So what does that mean? It means I'm on Twitter, and so if you asked your question using the hashtag KatieFAQ, I found them. And can you all do me a favor? I don't mind you sending long questions in a bunch of tweets because I can copy and paste them into the description so that it's easy for me to read and go through. But when you take screenshots on your phone, I can't copy and paste it, like drags it like a photo, and I have to type it out by hand, and it's just like chaos for my life. So if you have a long question, just put it in a bunch of tweets. I don't mind. I read through all of them. So it just makes my life a lot easier because then I can just copy and paste and voila. And then I can put it in the description. So that will be wonderful. If you guys can do that, that'll be really great because typing them out by hand is just something I can't always do, and I can't get through them all. So I have 3 questions today as well as a journal topic. Thanks, Rosie, for the journal topic. And I have this the camera. Wow, it's really late. I'm sorry. I have the computer below me, so it looks like so I have some light on my face. Do you like that? Oh. Okay, question number 1. Hey, Katie. Hopefully I'm not too late. You're not late because I'm late today. But what is considered self-harm? Could it be more than just cutting? I thought this was a great question. We don't really talk about it that much. But I've mentioned in other videos, I'll say things like, burning, banging your head, whatever. It can be anything. To be honest, some of my clients, for the sake of the way that they like to verbalize their eating disorder, they'll even call their eating disorder as a form of self-harm because they've used it in that form. Like they've stopped self-harming and then they started with an eating disorder to kind of achieve the same result. So it does not have to just be cutting. I've had patients who've burned themselves, who pinch themselves, who will like bang their heads into walls or bump into things, bruise themselves intentionally. It can be any kind of thing like that because it's still self-harm, right? If you think at the root of what the words we're using are like self-injury or self-harm, we're still injuring ourselves. And if you're doing it intentionally, whatever it may be, it's still considered self-harm, okay? So don't think yours is any greater or less than because it's one or the other. It's just like our eating disorders. It doesn't matter what type of eating disorder we have. They're all serious and they all mean that we need to get help, right? Okay, question number 2. Do you have any advice on how to juggle an eating disorder when you truly need to lose weight? I just got out of 2 months of treatment at Timberline Knowles. They have a great program, I've heard. The reality is that I do need to lose a lot of weight. I'm going to X out the amounts in that. When I was at Timberline Knowles, my family therapist and dietitian had a family session with me and my mom. But all the educating they did with my mom seems to have gone out the window. My mom is convinced that my meal plan will make me gain weight. And it's because there are certain things that she needs in exchanges. If anybody's been on a meal plan, sometimes they give you exchanges at every meal. Now, the way to juggle an eating disorder when we in fact do need to lose weight is the same as when we actually need to gain weight. Now I know you're saying, but Katie, it's not. But trust me, it is. The point of it being, and if you want to, share this video with your mom, forward it up to this point, and then I'll imagine that I'm talking directly to her. I know it's difficult to understand sometimes when we think of an eating disorder, we automatically have a vision of what that looks like, which is part of the reason why I want to do these videos in general, is to show people that mental illness looks a lot of different ways than we think it looks and then what media tells us it's supposed to look like. But following your meal plan will achieve what you need medically. And so I would try to explain that to your mom and say, you know what, these people do this for a living. They want to keep me healthy. They want to make sure that I'm doing this properly, because the thing that people forget when they have to lose weight for a health reason, that it's very slow. Drastic diet measures which sounds like your mom thinks you should cut out certain things and do certain things really quickly. That's actually really unhealthy for our bodies. And I think we forget to talk about how healthy it is and unhealthy it is to gain and lose weight a lot or gain and lose quickly. And it's just as unhealthy to be underweight as it is to be overweight. And people forget that being 10 pounds underweight could be just as hard on, if not harder on your body than it is to be like 100 pounds overweight, because it's still straining our bodies in some way. So I would be honest with your mom. Tell her that these are medical professionals. If she needs to go talk to someone, if you need to set up an appointment so you can sit in on like a session again, that might get her back on board. But I would just encourage you to continue to talk to her about how this is a medical, this is a professional thing. These are things they do for a living. The whole point is to keep you having a healthy mind and a healthy body. And this is a process. It takes time. And they're doing it in a healthful way, keeping in mind your past and what you've been going through and your eating disorder. So it's very important for you to stick to your meal plan. And for a while, I mean, however long you need to, you stick to that meal plan. Okay? I hope that helps. And if any of you have advice for this, this is something we can definitely help each other on. Are there things you say to your parents to get them to understand, or things that you do to keep them on board? Let us know below, okay? Question number 3. Hey, Katie, counseling and drugs have not been helping me. I can feel the darkness coming back. What do I do to stop this downward mess? I wanted to answer this because I get a lot of questions like this that are kind of in the hopeless realm, where people are just feeling like, I've done all this stuff and nothing is helping me, and I'm feeling like I'm just drifting away, and what am I supposed to do? And we just feel like we're lost, right? And I think hopeless is probably the word I hear the most. Try something different. I know we don't wanna, we're tired, we're exhausted, but you're worth the fight. Get up, keep fighting. I know you're online right now and you want to leave comments. Instead of doing that, you should call a different therapist or call a different psychiatrist, because there are like a gazillion, bajillion, I'm making up words because there are a whole shit ton of different medications and therapists and people in general out there. And it's truthfully about finding the right fit, medication-wise and therapist-wise. We have to find the ones that work best for us. And if something isn't working, we have to do something different. Do you guys remember, I don't even know who said this, but they're a genius. It was like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And I have to remind myself of this all the time. Like, well, Katie, you're doing the same thing. Like, of course it's not going to turn out any different. Like, I'm going to have to change the way I, attack this situation or whatever. So if something's not working for you, if you're feeling helpless and hopeless, I would encourage you to, reach out to someone new, find something different, try a different medication, do something different, maybe join a group. There are so many ways that we can get help out there. The more we reach out for help, the better chances that we'll have of achieving recovery. So keep fighting. You're worth it. I know you can do it. Sometimes we just need a different person or a different medication or a different group to get us going again, okay? Now, the journal topic. Thanks. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Rosie Piggott? Rosie, I think that's how you'd say it. And I couldn't type this one in the description because, like I said, it's another one of those photo things that's really long, but I'm just going to read it out to you. It says, a psychologist walked around a room while teaching stress management to an audience. As she raised a glass of water, everyone expected that they'd hear or be asked the half-empty, half-full question. Instead, with a smile on her face, she inquired, how heavy is this glass of water? Answers called out ranged from 8 ounces to 20 ounces. She replied, the absolute weight doesn't matter. It depends on how long you hold on to it. Hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. If I hold it for a day, my arm will feel numb and paralyzed. In each case, the weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it becomes. Can you see where I'm going with this? She continued, the stress and worries of life are like that glass of water. Think about them for a while, nothing really happens. Think about them a bit longer, and they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day long, you begin to feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. The important thing to remember is to let go of your stresses as early in the evening as you can. Put all your burdens down. Don't carry them through the evening and into the night. Remember to put that glass down. I thought this was really powerful, so thanks, Rosie. Oftentimes, we don't realize that we have the ability to set things down, and so we hold them forever. We hold the weight of past it could be even trauma or abuse. It could be the weight of a test that's coming up, or the weight of a stress with a friend, or a relationship that's doing well or failing. We forget that we can let that go. We forget we can process it out as best we can in our minds, and we can set it down. We often hold on to these things for a long time. So This is my challenge for you to notice those things that you're holding on to. It could be hate. It could be anger. It could be a hurt from the past. It could be a failure that you feel was on your part, or you felt like you were, taken advantage of, or you trusted someone who harmed you. Whatever it is, I want you to take note of those things. What's weighing you down lately? And then how are we going to start letting them go? And let me know. Send pictures. What are we doing? Are we burning old pictures or old letters? Are we calling someone for the first time to make up? What are we doing? Let me know what you're doing to set your weights down, because we don't have to walk around with them. We don't have to keep carrying that glass around with us all the time. Am I right? Thanks, Rosie. That was a really good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow because it's Friday, and I'll be on Facebook, so ask your questions there using the hashtag KatieFAQ. Okay, bye.